Aloha, Cravenites. I'm Lynn McCree. I played Maureen Prescott in Wes Craven's Scream trilogy. And you're watching Craven Something Scary.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, visitors, subscribers, my patrons, and of course, my channel members, affectionately known as my Cravenites. Welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. And I am so thrilled to be back with you again tonight. It's going to be a good one, guys. Get ready, buckle up, buttercups, because we are going to go down. There's some rabbit holes with Scream 7 tonight. And I just want to say real quick before I bring on my guest, I want to remind everyone that obviously, as the group grows in size and more comments are coming in, we'll not be able to address everyone's comments. All right. So just know that up front. Don't take it personal. It's just a matter of time and volume. But we will try to get to as many of you as possible. But I will tell you this. If you want to make sure that you have a burning comment you want to share or a question perhaps that you would like us to address, if you will send in a super chat to the stream, I promise you I'll move you to the front of the line ahead of everyone else, and my guest Nate and I will address your comment or question that you have. Also want to let you know that I have starting a goal right now. You'll see it there in the chat. My goal tonight is to have 15 super chats. That's right, 15 super chats. If that happens, I will give you guys an extra live stream this week that I was not planning to do. So if you want to go live again, beyond what I planned already, that's going to be what I'm going to do. But we got to hit 15. All right, 15 super chats. And remember this, not only will you get your questions and comments addressed, but you're helping the channel out in a great way. It really does help the channel keep the lights on. So guys, having said all of that, and a blanket hello to everyone in the chat, as we're now up to about 45 people, a blanket hello to the chat. All of you guys, I can't call you by name, but I do see you in the chat, and it's so awesome to see all of you great friends and Cravenites and supporters. You guys are awesome. And my guest is someone that's no stranger to the channel. If you've been here for a while, you've seen him probably 3 or 4 times now, I think. And it'd been a little while now. And I was streaming Friday night when the Stu Macher, Matthew Lillard thing dropped, the news dropped, right? And Nate was actually in the chat, came in to say hello. And we literally booked this on the chat. I mean, on the live stream, I should say. So I'm excited about it to have him back. Please welcome my friend and the Scream 4 consultant, Scream 5 consultant, I'm going to go out and say it, Nate. He can hear me. I'm going to go out and say it. The largest memorabilia of Scream used in the film of the Scream franchise that I know. I'm going to put it that way. And it's got incredible stuff. And I'm putting you on the spot, Nate. Normally when he comes on, he always shares one little goodie with us in the live stream. So Nate, I hope you got a goodie for us at the end that we can share. So stay tuned for the entire stream. And I'm going to bring Nate on right now. Let's get into this. I see super chats are coming in. So let's get going. Everyone, give a round of applause and a welcome in the chat to Nate Ragon. Hey, Nate.
Hey.
So good to see you, man.
Yes, I'm glad to be back. It's been too long, way too long.
It has been, man. I'm like, whoa, time has gotten away from us. And I know you're so busy, and I've had all kinds of life stuff going on. And I'm just like, I'm glad we just like, let's just do it. Just don't plan ahead. We're going to literally plan it. We're going to do it right now live and done. Here we are. And that's sometimes the best way to do it. So
Yep.
So good to have you, man. And listen, before we jump in real quick, Nate, to the to our discussion, because we have a lot, I know we have lots to say. There have been a couple of super chats that I want to bring up real quick, as I made my promise. Now, this super chat came in before we went live, and it's from Paula with a $5 super chat. She says she wants one ticket for the stew train. Question. Okay, you got it, Paula. I'm going to explain to everyone what that is. I actually have stew train tickets for sale. They're only $5. That's it. $5 super chat. I will email it to you or send it to you in social media, and you can print it out. You can frame it. You can put it as your background. Anything you want to do with it. Okay. So, but let's see what her question is here. What's your reaction? Oh boy, when you heard the news that Matthew Lillard was coming back. Well, Nate, I'm going to let you start. You're my guest. What was your initial bam reaction?
My initial reaction was to double check to make sure that it was legit, because right. We've all seen so many fake announcements. So it was like, nah. And then when I realized it was legit, my second immediate reaction was to check YouTube to see if you were going on live stream.
That's awesome.
The first person I thought of was you when that was announced.
Oh, thank you, Nate. Because, I'm the self-professed conductor of the stew train. And, and Game Rant officially entitled me, this is not me, Game Rant officially.com titled me with the official leader of the Stew Truth movement. They actually did that on the article. And I'm very honored. So, and for me, Paula and Nate, my reaction was much the same. How I first found out, someone sent me an Instagram message, and it said, Stu is back. I'm like, hold on, just like you. Wait a second. Yep. Here we go. Someone's posting crazy rumors from their basement. And sure enough, I got onto Twitter and saw the Deadline post, and it was official. It was like I went to Deadline. I read the article for myself. Okay, it's legit. And it was euphoria for me, Nate. Because ever since, and you and I, Nate, we're legacies. We're legacy fans. We go back to Scream 1 in the theaters.
Yep.
And we were there from the very beginning. Ever since Scream 1, I wanted Stu to be back. I said, he is alive. You can survive these injuries. And of course, I got my channel started 3 years ago, as you know, and it's been my stew train has been my thing, baby, all the way and never wavered. And when I saw that, Nate, my head almost exploded. I'm like, yes, it's happening. But real quick, Paula, let me show everyone what she's talking about. The stew train ticket. And I have these for sale tonight. I don't sell them on every live stream. But tonight I thought, Nate, it was appropriate. Check this out, guys. For a $5 super chat right now, or while we're streaming, you can purchase a stew train ticket to get on my stew train. And let us ride all the way to 261 Turner Lane. Here is the ticket. Check it out. What do you think, Nate? Is that pretty cool?
I love that.
We got the ghost faces. If you look down at the bottom, I know it may be a little hard to see. It says September 4th. That's the first day I streamed 3 years ago. That marks the first stream. 9:30 p.m. was when time I streamed it. And then, of course, our destination is 261 TL for Turner Lane, Woodsboro, CSS for Craven Something Scary, and Admit One. There it is. The Craven Station Stew Train. It's official, guys. It's my official. It's not official from anybody else, but it's my official Stew Train ticket. So if you would like to get one like Paula just did, it's only $5 super chat. And I will email it to you, get it to you, and you'll also help support the channel. So it's a win-win for everybody. All right, it's much appreciated. And also, real quick, Nate, we have one more super chat I want to cover from my good friend over here, great supporter of the channel, Jeff. Says a $5 super chat. My gosh, can't talk. Says stew train. Yeah, buddy, you know it. You know what's up. And also, this just popped up as I'm about to click out. Spoof wants a stew train ticket. All right, buddy, you got it. For here's what I ask everyone that gets a ticket tonight. All I need you to do is email me either email me at cravenssomethingscary @gmail.com, just as it's spelled here, or go to my Instagram. Okay, send me an Instagram direct message and just say, hey, I'm claiming my super, here I'm, tell me who you are if I don't already follow you, and I'm claiming my ticket. All right, and y'all send it to you. So thank you so much, Spoof and Paula, both of you getting tickets tonight. And lastly, I think Nate's like, were we ever going to talk, dude? We are, I promise. Super Tenor has a channel anniversary of 10 months this month. That is amazing. Wow. Thank you so much, Super Tenor, for your faithful support to the channel every single month. It says, hey, gang, heart, heart, heart. Absolutely. Right back to you, buddy. Appreciate you being a Cravenite. Oh, and speaking of Super Tenor, he says, I want to, hey, I'll take a ticket, buddy. Oh, yay. You got it, man. You got it. So Paula, Spoof, and Super Tenor, they're on the train. They got their tickets. And just message me, Super Tenor. We talk all the time on DM. So shoot me that reminder, please, and I will get it out. All right. Fantastic, guys. Thanks one more time before Nate and I go. There it is. $5 super chat. And that count towards my goal of 15 super chats, Nate, which gets them an extra stream if we hit it. So
nice.
It's exciting stuff going on here, man, right now. And speaking of exciting, Nate, now let's talk about this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Wow. First of all, was it Friday morning or Thursday morning? Help me remember. Was it I can't remember. Isn't that terrible?
Thursday,
it wasn't
Thursday.
I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it wasn't last night. So at 11:30 in the morning, Deadline posts an article. Scott Foley to return to Scream 7. I'm scratching my head. I'm like, okay. So obviously this has to be a flashback because he took one right here.
Yep.
And then I'm rushing around getting a video put together. I post that video, Nate, and literally within an hour of that just hitting YouTube, Deadline post again. Matthew Lillard returns on the same day. And let me backtrack. What did you think when you saw that Scott Foley's coming back? That was the first one.
I think I did what everybody else did at first. It was just an immediate like, what? Like, hold on. Okay. All right. I mean, all right. Like there's, and then your brain just starts going with like, well, let's look at this. Like, let's relax and figure out what are the ways that he could possibly return in some way, shape, or form, which, in my opinion, there's many.
There are.
And yeah, so it was kind of first like, all right, like this is not expected whatsoever, but let's dive in, let's embrace it, and kind of, I knew there was going to be lots of great theories out there. So
yes. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm like you, the same thing. I'm just like, what? And then I'm like, wait a minute. This could be a nightmare sequence for Sydney. This could be a flashback scene. This could be, and I hope they don't do this because they just did this with Scream 5, but it could be an hallucination. But please don't go there. I don't think Kevin will do that after Melissa had that problem. I think that's kind of leave that alone. But I'm thinking like, and then when Matthew Lillard was announced, Nate, my first thought was, oh my gosh, we're getting a flashback to Scream 3. We're going to find out that that's Stu Macher, was Roman's accomplice, not Angelina, who I believe it was. And but it's going to be Stu Macher. And we're going to see he's still alive, blah, blah, blah. And so what is your current opinion now? They've announced Stu and Roman. There's rumors about Emma coming back to plead Jill. That's not official. So what's your current opinion as of today, which obviously I won't hold you to because this stuff's all fluid.
So I guess my biggest thought as far as like if this means like Stu's still alive or whatever, my only concern with that possibility, which it's still a possibility no matter what I say, it's still a possibility.
Sure.
But my only concern is that it seems like if Stu was alive, which has been, you know, kind of teased for quite a while now, that would be like the ultimate like twist to be like, yo, there he is, it's Stu, and it turns out he's been alive and he's been helping. So my concern is like, if that's the case, would they have announced him as coming back? Probably not. But again, anything's possible. But where I'm at right now today is I feel like if he was going to be this like top secret like killer that's like, you know, revealed like, oh, he's been alive this whole time, he's been helping everybody, I feel like they wouldn't have announced him. So that's the only thing that's really detracting me from that possibility, is like, why would they announce him if he was going to be like this big surprise reveal?
Interesting. Well, you know, that's a good point.
You're going to be waiting to see not only Scott Foley, but also Matthew Lillard and possibly Emma, you know, as the rumors are saying. So
that's right.
It just kind of seems like, I don't think they would have announced him if he was going to be this like, oh, here's the twist, here's the surprise, he's alive and he's one of the killers and has been, you know, the whole time. So that's the only thing that concerns me with that possibility. Would they have announced him?
Yeah, I mean that's a valid point. I mean, it really is. Now, there is a theory, and I just saw that the Drusif actually just said what I was about to say. What if it was, look, they knew it was going to get leaked. There was no way that was going to be kept a secret. So rather than letting people spoil it, they're just going to come out and tell you right now he's in the movie. And I think that's not a bad theory. That's they're going to say, we're going to control the narrative. You're not going to steal that secret and put it out. We're just going to say, hey, he's back. But to what degree, though, that none of us know. That's the mystery of all this. We don't know.
Right.
Of course, you know, with me, Nate, I'm seriously wanting him to be back as a living character. Of course, for me, and it's not for everybody, and that's okay. But here's a rumor I've seen circulating, Nate, is that they're going to have a Scream 3 type voice changer again, which I love. And they're going to have all these dead Ghostface's voice in the voice changer, but some of them will be alive, but not all of them. And that Sydney doesn't know who's real or who's not real. And that the big mystery, this is just a rumor, guys, that the big mystery would be trying to figure out if one of these people are real, if they're actually alive. Is it Stu's voice or is he really there?
Right.
I don't know. I'm like, well, you know, that's not a bad idea. If it's even true, but it's just a rumor. But there are literally, I think you and I could sit down with a blank map and we could draw so many lines of where we could take this story everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part, right? We got a whole year to do that, which is great.
And I've seen all the you know, the AI like rumors and stuff, and you know, that's a really big possibility too. I mean, if they're saying like, hey, you know, we really like the character of Roman, we wanted to kind of do a callback to him. Well, like, what separated Roman from the other ghost faces at the time, other than the fact that he worked alone? Maybe not. But
right.
You know, it was the tech. You know, he had this crazy like, voice changer that he came up to mess with everybody and using all these people's voices.
That's right.
You know, it very well could just be that this ghost face is using AI technology to create, you know, maybe it's not just phone calls, maybe it's videos. You know, we're getting videos sent to phones that show like Stu Macher, you know, looking alive and well and talking, and maybe he is alive, maybe he's not.
Exactly. He may be. And I think I think they announced Skeet Ulrich was coming back too, right? Have you seen that? Is that official?
I haven't seen anything official posted, but I've got on pretty good word that he is.
Okay. That's what I was suspecting. And then if they bring Jill, I mean, there's definitely something. We're on to something here. Either the voice changer, some kind of deep fake videos. There's something going on.
Yep.
But you know, hey, look, until this movie proves me wrong, or unless I shouldn't say until, I should say unless this movie proves me wrong, we are keeping the stew train alive, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody that's a stew truther, if you're not, I love you, I respect you, and it's totally cool. But if you are, like myself, a stew truther, we're going to keep the faith. We're going to keep the faith that he's going to be living in this movie. And if he's not, we'll reassess it. We'll figure out what goes next. But I'm excited about this potential. And speaking of being excited about Stu and the Stew Train, we've got a few more super chats real quick I want to get to, as I've promised. Quentin, hey, what's up, Quentin? Since $5 in, says I'm going to take a ride. Scream 7's going to be wicked. Yes, it is. And Quentin, I will send you your Stew Train ticket. You just message me, please, on Instagram or email me, and I will get that to you. And Sila, or Scylla, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. I apologize. I'm going to say Sila with a $5 super chat. Put me on the Stew Train, Craven. Choo-choo. So excited for his return. Thank you for genuinely bringing joy to so many of us. Keep it up. Oh, that's really kind of you. Seriously, that means a lot. Your encouraging words, you have no idea how much that fuels my tank. So thank you. And yes, I will absolutely get you a ticket. And if you guys are just joining us now, we're over 60. As new people come in, they're like, what's a Stew Train ticket? Real quick, you can get one of these amazing Stew Train tickets, custom made. You only get it from here on this channel. No one else has this. And it's only a $5 super chat. And it also helps us reach our goal of 15 super chats. So you guys get an extra live stream this week. So it's a win-win. All right. So there it is. We got a couple more. Bear with me, Nate. Bear with me.
Good. Bring in them super chats. Come on.
That's right. And Sila sent another $5. She says, please, let's get that extra stream this week. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Hey, and we're, just so you guys know, we're halfway there. We've got 7 super chats out of 15. We're almost half to goal, basically. So, guys, and we still got a ways to go on a stream. So, you guys can do this. I know you can do it. You can do it. And real quick, now, Nate, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna show this super chat. Flash Gordon, I really appreciate your support. And I appreciate you sending in the support for the channel, the $5. But the question you're asking is not appropriate for this stream, okay? And I think you'll respect that. My stream is about positivity. It's about encouraging folks, and so it's just not going to be appropriate for this stream. So Nate and I are not going to address that, okay, buddy? But thank you for sending that in. I appreciate your support as always. Okay. Let me just do something here real quick and take some of these super chats out of my list because I don't want to repeat them. Okay. And remember, guys, anyone getting a ticket, just email me or message me on Instagram. I'll send it to you. Okay, Nate, let's get back to it. So Nev is going to be allegedly now, and I believe it, is going to be the center focus of the film, right? She's going to be like she used to be. She's going to be our old Sydney Prescott's back. And I was so disappointed that we didn't get Patrick Dempsey. I know they were negotiating, and I saw the rumor. I don't know if it's true that he wanted too much money. Of course, that made me think about Scream 6 with Nev.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, what are your feelings? You and I haven't chatted about any of this. What are your feelings on the Patrick Dempsey? Because it would have been amazing, in my opinion, for him to be there as Mark Kincaid again.
Yeah, definitely. And I know there was a lot of rumors out there about Kevin didn't want him back because he's trying to get away from, Scream 3. He's trying to rewrite history. Which I have, openly said, because it's true. Kevin is not a fan of what they did with Scream 3. He's not a fan of some of the choices they made. But I don't think that Kevin ever did, or even still, I mean, clearly now that Scott's been announced, I don't think he was ever trying to retcon Scream 3 or do away with it. But I do think that it is possible that he was maybe trying to lessen the importance of what happened in 3 as far as the current story goes.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
I know he particularly took issue with the whole Roman being Sydney's half brother thing.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there was actually a part of me when Scott was first announced, before Matthew was announced, I was like, well, maybe they're just going to have some kind of weird flashback that shows that, you know, Roman wasn't her half brother. He was just some like nut job, you know.
This crazy guy. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, you know, hey, it doesn't erase Scream 3. It just says, hey,
No.
this guy was really crazy because he pretended like he was her half brother. But I don't think that's the case now.
Okay.
Actually, after Scott was announced and then Matthew right after, my first thought was, if they announce Billy, if they announce Skeet coming back for sure, then I think we're definitely getting a flashback that maybe we're going to see Maureen's murder. Like, how insane would that be? That would be insane to see that. And, you know, they have the technology to do it, the whole de-aging thing.
They sure do.
I think it would be insane to actually see Maureen's murder. But then it begs the question of why are we seeing Maureen's murder? We already know what happened. It's been talked about in 6 movies. So why are we seeing it? If it's not just going to be fan service, then there must be a reason that we are getting a flashback of Maureen's murder. And it's
very good point.
Very well could be that Roman and Billy and Stu, they're all still dead, but we get some kind of flashback that implicates that, hey, there was somebody else involved this whole time.
Ooh, man. Could you imagine? That would like blow everything wide open. Like there was another accomplice or something involved in the beginning for the first Scream movie.
Yep.
And then you have to start thinking of suspects. Well, Leslie Mocker was in high school at that point with them. Right? Because I'm assuming that based on Vince's age of like 25, that has to be about the same time. Maybe she was a little younger, but I don't know. But you're right. Maybe there wasn't another person involved that we don't know about.
I know that's kind of one of the things that everybody was expecting from Scream 5 as well. You know, there were a lot of people when Scream 5 was coming out that was like, you know, I know the big one was like everybody thought, well, Judy, you know, they're going to show that Judy was involved somehow. Like, you know, she was involved with Billy and Stu, and she was like the third killer, which I thought would have been really cool. But obviously, I kind of went in with that expectation. Honestly, I was like, I can see that happening. Then about halfway through the movie, we're like, nope.
Yeah, not happening.
But yeah, I think if we get them only in a flashback, I think the only reason they would have a flashback with Scott and Matthew would be to show Maureen's murder for the first time. And again, I say it again, why would they show us that unless there was something more to the situation?
Yep. Yes, very, very interesting. And you know, Kevin, I know that and Nate, you may have a little more little insight to this than I do with all your connections and your friends. But I know that Guy Busick wrote the initial draft. He's given credits as the writer. But I really believe in my heart of hearts, Nate, that Kevin Williamson, once he was in there, like all of last year, I think he was tearing that script up. I think he was not literally like throwing it out, but he was adding, taking away, changing plot stories lines. And do you believe that too? I think Kevin. I think this is going to be more of a Kevin Williamson screen than Guy Busick.
I think he would not have. Okay, what I'll say is I don't believe he would have signed on to direct it if he didn't have a very significant say in the direction of the story. Now, does that mean that he wrote any of the script? No. Does that mean that he may have never touched a keyboard or a pen to the paper, nothing. But
yeah.
that's not all. You don't have to do that to influence a story.
No,
I
you
think
don't at all.
he absolutely would have never agreed to direct this if he wasn't able to control the story in some way, shape, or form.
100% agree. And you know what? To add even more credibility to that, when I interviewed Christopher Landon, when he had got hired to do Scream 7 as a director, he came on my channel for an interview,
Mhm.
which blew my mind. And I asked him a very calculated question. I said, how important is it to you to have say in the script and the story of every movie you direct?
Mhm.
And he said, oh, it's critical that I have a say and that I'm a part of it, which made me jump for joy inside, because I'm like, no more James Vanderbilt, Guy Busick. No offense to those guys, and I would love to interview them, but I'm sorry, Kevin Williams and Christopher Landon, I was pumping him. Now I think they're going to do the same thing for Kevin, if not more leeway, because it's his creation initially.
Right.
Wes made it come to life, but Kevin wrote it. So I really do believe he's, like you said, we're going to see his fingerprints all over this story.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be good character development. And Nate, the one thing, honestly, more than anything right now, and what I missed in the last two Scream movies, I think you may or may not agree, but I think what was missing was the real mystery element.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel it in 5 and 6. It was so obvious who the killers were. And for me personally, I want to see him bring back the mystery we had for Scream 1 and 2 and 3 and Scream 4 when Jill pulls off the mask and my jaw dropped in the theater. It blew me away. I miss that, Nate. I miss that element. What do you think about the mystery element for this movie? Do you think it's going to be heavy and he's going to deliver? Or
I think it is. And I think that was obviously a big part of his scripts for 1 and 2.
Yes.
And obviously, like you said, 4, I know, that script kind of got away from him and there were a ton of rewrites he had nothing to do with, which he also wasn't happy about. But the core story was still intact.
Yes, it was.
The killers were the same. None of that ever changed. The motive was the same. That didn't change. So yeah, I think he would be very keen on returning to that mystery. And to more emphasize that, I think he has a hand in the story. I mean, he had a big hand in, the story of 5. Like, he's, there's stories out there about how he, had to approve the script, obviously, as the original creator. And, as much as some people, which is fine if that's your opinion, but, as much as some people don't like to hear it, he was the one that encouraged, like, Radio Silence was like, oh, we thought for sure Kevin would read the script and he would say, what are you doing? You can't kill Dewey. That's too far. Kevin was the one that was like, I love this. Keep it in. And everyone's like, well, Kevin killed Randy. Like, Kevin is not.
I know.
Kevin is not beyond kill. Kevin had Cotton killed. Like, he's not beyond having major characters die. So, it doesn't surprise me that he was like, no, let's do it. And he was also the one that encouraged them to keep in the visions of Billy. He flat out said, like, there's one thing in this script that doesn't feel like a Scream movie, and that is the visions of Billy, but that's why I love it, and you need to keep that in.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow. So he had a lot of influence even there in that initial movie. But I think what we're going to see here is we're going to see it move from influence to direct control of the story without stepping over James and Guy and the Radio Silence. And hey, real quick, man, we got a mutual friend that we know so well and respect. Look here, it's Nick Meese is joining us from Scream Trilogy. Hey, Nick.
The OG.
Nice to see you. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Great to see you. He says the cult aspect is still on the table. Ooh, see, I've always liked the cult idea. I've always been a supporter. A group of students stuck around at the party after the majority of people left. It's a stretch, but possible. They left Henry's body. They left when Henry's body was discovered. Okay, Nate, I kind of let the cat out of the bag already for me, but what are your thoughts on the cult idea? And when you give me your opinion, I want to tell you about what I believe was a clue that almost proved it in Scream 6. But let me first hear your opinion about the cult idea.
I think it's interesting. Obviously, we all know that was basically Kevin's original intent with 3.
Yep.
That was going to be just multiple, not Scream 6 like 3. There was going to be like 4 or 5 killers. And, it was almost like an ending of April Fool's Day, where it was kind of like all these people that you thought were dead. They're like, oh no, we're actually alive and we're a part of this. That would have been wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think what direction would the series have gone if that had actually happened.
No doubt, really. Yeah.
Would we even be here talking? Who knows?
Exactly. That's right.
But yeah, I think it is interesting, and I think it's realistic in the sense that, the thing about the Scream movies is that because you have the stab films, the movies within the movie, which is basically like the Scream movies in the Scream universe, like the Scream movies to us, that's what stab is to the characters in Scream.
Yep. That's right.
You have like worldwide possibilities as far as people that are obsessed with Ghostface and the original murders and everything. So literally a Ghostface murder could happen anywhere, anytime in that world.
Yeah.
So it's very possible that there could be some kind of a cult, if you want to call it that. A large group of people that just kind of worship this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've hesitated to say it on my own channel. I think I said it once, but I always have said like Ghostface is kind of he's kind of like the mass shooter of slashers, because it's like something terrible like that happens, and then somebody else is like, that's a great idea, I'm gonna do it too, I'm gonna do it the same way that the other, so there's just so many possibilities. Like anybody could just decide to pick up the mask and the knife and do it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, man. And the thing that I thought was real interesting to me, and thank you, Nick, by the way, again, thanks, Nick, for being here, hanging out with us, bro. Appreciate you. I do see the super chat coming in from Jeff. We'll get to you in just a sec, Jeff. But here's the thing. When we saw Scream 6 start and we saw, help me out, Jason, right?
Jason Harvey.
Jason, that's right. I went blank for a second. When Jason killed Laura, Samara Weaving, when he takes his mask off, okay, that's a mind-blowing moment, number one. Yep. What really pointed me to a cult is that him and his friend Greg, who was in the fridge hanging out, their goal was to finish Richie's movie, Amber, what they started.
Yep.
And completely separate from the real Ghostface issues. People, Bailey and everybody else. Totally separate. And I said, oh my gosh, Nate, this proves the cult. Because if, and I'm going to stand on my podium. Nate, I know you're patient with me, but I believe Stu Monker set the article in the Reddit thread that got Amber recruited and Richie. And if Stu is the cult leader, if that is true, then he would have continued recruiting people all across the country. Because this is New York now, not California anymore. We're in New York.
Yep.
And if Jason and Greg had been recruited into the cult, then their mission was to continue what was started. And I said, this is evidence. I won't say it's proof, but it's evidence to me that the cult is real, because they had a whole different agenda. It was all about what happened in 5, completing it. I don't know what you think about that. If you think maybe I'm overreaching, I don't know, but it just felt to me like it could be evidence. It could be a clue that the cult is real.
I think at this point, especially with the news that has come out the last couple days, I don't think anything is too far fetched or reaching. I really don't. I think anything is possible.
It is. I think so too. Yeah.
I think we could talk about this till we were blue in the face, but we're never going to know until
we'll still get it wrong, right?
Yeah, and that's what I hope for. I hope that
same.
Every single theory is wrong, and it's something that nobody thought of, and we're going to be like, whatever it is,
right?
Whether he's alive or dead, or he's in however it happens, I hope it's like we didn't think of that. Oh,
that's right. Bingo. Me too. Me too, man. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I hope it happens like that. I really do. Because I would love for you and I to have a live stream after the movie's out, and we're both like, Nate, I never saw that coming. That's what I want in this movie.
I'll commit to that. I'll save all my Scream 7 thoughts after it comes out till.
Yeah. Oh, bro, an exclusive. I love that. Thank you. Yes, let's do that.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, super chat from Jeff Hill for $5. Thank you, Jeff. This Craven, you and Knight talked about this last night. It's possible if they keep bringing back old dead characters, they could have a new Nightmare this movie. Yeah, Knight, I hadn't even brought that up yet. Thank you, Jeff. You're right. You remember New Nightmare when Wes and everyone played themselves? Did you see that? Do you think that Kevin would go and not rip off, or I mean, it would be not. I hate to say not rip off. That's a bad term, but more like imitate, mimic, take inspiration from New Nightmare, and that we're actually seeing these guys being killed by a ghost face who's after the actors who played Ghostface. I don't know. What do you think?
I had seen that theory. I will say that that's probably the only theory that I really don't think is going to happen. And the main reason that I think that is because, number one, where's all the other people? Where's David Arquette being announced?
True.
You would think they'd look at that as an opportunity to be like, we're bringing back everybody. And also, some of the casting notes that have come out, we know that Gail's cameraman has been cast. Yep. So why would Gail Weathers have a cameraman if it's New Nightmare and it's not Gail Weathers? It's actually Courtney Cox playing Courtney Cox.
Oh, that's a very good point to that. That's a good point, Nate. I didn't think about that yet.
And Mark, we have Sydney. Yes. The character Sydney was established as having a husband named Mark, and they've cast her husband Mark. So those are my reasons for thinking that's
true. Happen. Those are really good points. I'm going to remember those. Thank you. That's a really, because it makes sense when you think about like, whoa, wait a minute. That is very true. Now, and this makes here's a question I'm going to ask you about that. So far, they've only announced, well, we haven't announced Skeet, but they've announced Roman and Stu. Pardon, I'm not using their real names, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And if they do end up doing Jill and Billy, the difference is those are all ghost faces. See, Dewey wasn't a ghost face. Randy wasn't a ghost face.
Right.
Kincaid, was a great red herring. I thought he was involved. But maybe, and does this change anything for you, or do you think it's still the same? Because they're only targeting ghost faces, not anyone else. I don't know. Does that? I mean, just a thought. I don't know.
I still feel like they wouldn't have cast Sydney's husband Mark if Nev Campbell was playing Nev Campbell in the movie.
Okay, you got me.
But I will say, before Matthew was announced, one of the first things I thought of when they announced Scott Foley and everybody, was like, hey, how, why, where, what's going on? One of the thoughts I had was like, what if in this movie, Scott Foley is playing Scott Foley, who is the actor who played Roman in Stab 3?
Oh my
If
gosh.
meta, it would work.
Yeah.
I think it would definitely work,
It would
because
work. Yeah.
they have real actors playing, the characters in the Stab movies. So I just thought, yeah, it might be a little weird because literally the same
Yeah.
person. But also in Scream 5, I think Scream 5,
Okay.
they are. Isn't there a clip of like they're watching Dawson's Creek
Yes.
and
I think that was in
Scott,
5 or I think it was in 6, but it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
and it's the Scott Foley episode.
It is. He's
So
on screen.
we know in the Scream universe that Scott Foley exists
No.
as an actor. So maybe he does come back as himself. Hey, I'm Scott Foley, and I'm the actor that played Roman in Stab 3.
That's great. I love that idea. Dude, you are full of good ideas, man, as you always are. This is great theory stuff. Everyone watching, I hope you're enjoying our dialogue tonight because this is good stuff. Jeff, thank you again for your super chat and a reminder about the new nightmare. I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about bringing it up, but then it slipped my mind, and I'm glad you reminded me. Thank you, Jeff, and for your support of the channel. Speaking of which, guys, because new people come in and out all the time, don't forget, we're going to be streaming for about another 15 minutes or so. So we're going to not a whole lot longer. So if you want to get your stew ticket, I'm bringing them out tonight. I don't do this on every stream, but tonight it felt right. So if you want to get a ticket on the official stew train, I'm the conductor of it. There it is. Look at this amazing ticket, guys. I can email it to you. I can send it to you on Instagram. You can print it out. You can leave it as your background on your phone. You can do whatever. All kinds of options, just like we're talking about theories. All kinds of options. It's only a $5 super chat. That's it, guys. Just $5 super chat. Send it in saying you want your stew train ticket, and it's done. You're supporting the channel, helping us to keep the lights on, so I can do more streams like this with Nate and others. So please consider it. And look at that awesome ticket. Nate, who would not want to have that ticket? Come on, look at that. It's sharp.
They're amazing. Yeah, it's great.
It is so sharp. And a shout out to JT for creating that for me from scratch. It's amazing. Again, just a $5 super chat. All right. And also, we have so many people here again. We're over 60 folks. And Nate and I are not going to be able to get to all of y'all. We just, you guys know that. But I do see everyone who's here. I scroll through the chat, so I see your name. So just know that I know you're here, even if you don't hear your name called, okay? And I appreciate you being here. All right. And thank you, Julie, for moderating tonight. Oops, sorry. Thank you, Julie, for moderating the chat tonight. These chats can get crazy, Nate. When you get 60 plus people, man, it can get really hard to manage. So thank you, Julie, for helping out. And just to keep you guys updated, we on our goal, I had a goal of 15 super chats for this stream, any amount. And we are at 8 right now. We've got 8 of 15. If you guys meet the goal and get us to 15 in the next 15, 20 minutes, I will bring you guys an extra live stream this week that was not planned. All right. So if you want to have an extra live stream, spending time with me, maybe another guest, talking Scream, you can do that. Let's get to 15. All right. We're over halfway there. We can do it. You guys keep them coming. And you get your question answered ahead of everyone else. All right. So, Nate, I think we can officially, and I hate to say officially, I won't say officially. I think we can possibly rule out Kirby in Scream 7. What do you think about Kirby? Is she going to be a late announcement or no?
I think so, because I feel like if they were going to include Kirby, she probably would have had a significant enough role that she would have been announced already. But again, like you said, you can't rule anything out.
Yeah.
Completely.
No. They've made that very clear. Like anyone, because Roman had a bullet to the head, so we know now, and Billy too, if Billy comes back. But yeah, it's everything's on the table, and this is I never would have dreamt this much stuff would be going on with Scream 7 like this. Not like this. It's just wow. Hey, Aaron Snyder is coming in with a question for Nate. Says, I just joined. Apologize if it's been asked. But is Nate giving the Scream 7 team his robes for them to reference again for the new movie? I haven't asked you that, Nate. Any Any movement on that? Nothing?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure because they, are making them so close to each other, like 5, 6, 7. I think they've got it now. They've got the pattern that I provided originally in 5. So
Okay.
I think
So they're just taking your pattern and just like, there it is, do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, still, even though you may not be directly impacting the robes like hands on for 7, if they're still using the design, there's your fingerprint's still on that robe.
Mhm.
That's the way I look at it. And that's still Nate's robe that started this all off again. And I mean, that's got to feel pretty cool, honestly, right? It's got to feel pretty cool, dude. I would think.
I will say though that when they announced Scott Foley coming back, there was a part of me that was like, I've got his robe, I've got his mask.
I know you do.
Like, if you guys need it, come on. Like, I don't know what kind of flashback it's gonna be, but
I mean, and yet, for those of you who didn't know, yeah, Nate has. I already talked about his memorabilia collection, the greatest in the country I've ever seen from anywhere in the country. I mean, like I say, the people reach out to Nate for expert advice on stuff. It's the movies, and he has the actual on-screen robe of Roman Bridger and the on-screen used mask as well, and it's unbelievable. And dude, do you still go in and look at it every now and then?
oh yeah.
I'll be every day.
Yep.
Every day. Hey, real quick, Jeff sends in another super chat. Oh, Jeff, you're being so generous. Thank you, man. I hope this helps for your goal and for the channel. Oh, that's so kind of you, Jeff. Really. You're being so generous, my man. And yes, it does help the channel immensely. You guys don't understand how much these helps me keep this channel moving forward. Software, hardware, things I have to do to keep the channel up and running the way I want it to run. So thank you guys. Thank you, Jeff. And that does help the goal. That's 9. We're at 9 super chats of 15. That's how close we are, guys. Are we going to hit it? It's up to you. Let's see what happens. All right. So Nate, I heard from Atlanta Filming. I don't know if you follow Atlanta Filming on Instagram. They post a lot of pictures of like set photos and things like that. And they've shown some recently of an ambulance and police cars.
Yep.
And there's a particular city on it. It's supposed to be in Indiana. And it's like Pine. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I should have had that ready.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember it either, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like Pine Grove or something like it. Sounds like something like that. So if that's true, and it obviously looks like it is, we're going to be in Indiana. Now, do you think that Sydney just said, heck with California, heck with, I'm out of here. We're going to Indiana. I mean, I wonder how that will play into the story being in a fictitious Indiana city, because obviously they're in Atlanta. But any theories yet?
I honestly think it was more of like it was likely just kind of a decision of like kind of going back to the small town, vibe from the original.
Okay.
And I know we've had, 3 movies now take place in Woodsboro.
Sure.
But, I think that they just kind of they're probably going to want to capture that like small town vibe again, the first one. Because I think the first one really felt that small town vibe. Really,
it did.
Way more than 4, way more than 5. I know they're all supposed to be Woodsboro, but they filmed in different places, which is fine.
Sure.
But I think the first movie really captured that small town vibe, and I think that's what they're going for. That's my opinion. That's what I think.
Yep, and it makes sense, and I really hope. I don't know if you saw the picture posted of what looks to be Gail's building, and there's a picture of a banner on the wall, and there's that small town square. You saw if you noticed that?
Yep.
I'm like, if we're gonna go back, that is gonna be literally like Scream. This is gonna be that small town feel like we saw in Scream, as you just said. And I know Scream 4, Wes tried to recreate it. We had the little town square in that one scene, but it didn't feel like Scream 1 when they were in Santa Rosa. And I'm telling you, if that's the look we're getting, it's gonna feel so good and a bit claustrophobic, which I like
Mhm.
that. And the problem with Screen 5, we honestly, we didn't really get to see Woodsboro because every shot, sorry, radio silence, it's fine. You can shoot however you want, but everything was tight like
Mhm.
this. There was no where I was like, where are the wide shots like Scream with all the big scenery, and
Yeah.
everything was like this, like just like this, so close up. So you never saw a town, honest, that I can recall, other than the hospital. Anyway, I'm not trying to criticize the past. I'm just saying I hope Kevin returns. What's the cinematographer's name? Help me, Nate. Patrick Dim, not Dim,
Patrick Lucy, or yeah, Patrick Lucy,
Deming.
Patrick
No.
Peter Deming. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Now we got it,
Patrick
guys.
Lucier was the editor. Jeez. Sorry,
Do you?
Patrick.
I know. Sorry, Patrick. We and Peter. We got it right though. We got it. We fixed it. And Nate, have you heard any rumblings in your circles that Kevin Williamson is bringing back, which is one of my number one goals, Marco Beltrami to do the score? Have you heard any rumblings?
I've not heard a word about that, and I know that that's something that would be very much welcomed. So yeah, I hope he does. I really hope he does.
I do too. I swear, if I see Marco Beltrami announced, I'm gonna scream as almost as much as I did for Stu.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 5 and 6, and it sounds like I'm beating on the movies. I'm not, but I'm just saying the Marco Beltrami scores were epic,
Yeah.
and they were memorable. I remember them still.
Yep.
I honestly, as many times as I've seen 5 and 6, there's not one melody in that score that I recall like that. I don't.
Right.
And no, that's not really. I'm not trying to be negative towards Brian Tyler, the composer, but Marco Beltrami is just special to the Scream universe. And dude, I will be jumping like in literal or figurative hoops if we get him back. And Nick said, "Hey, a certain Scream webmaster's from Indiana." There you go. Hey, we got a couple of super chats, guys. We're getting close to the goal, guys. We've only got 5 minutes left to hit the goal, guys. We're at like 12 of 15 now. Scylla sent $2, said we're going to hit that goal. I like that attitude. Yes. Jeff Hill just sent in a $10 super chat. Says, I think it could be both a flashback and proof that Stu is alive and he's behind it all. 100% agree. What do you think, Nate? I know you said anything's possible, right? I mean,
yeah, anything.
Just like anything. So I think at this point, we can all say with a clear conscience, most anything's plausible right now. Everything's up in the air. And Jeff, I'm with you 100%, bro. You know I am. And thanks for your $10 super chat. Wow, that's so generous. Thank you so much, helping us trying to get to that goal. He said we need 4 more. Oh my gosh, guys. You guys are about to hit the goal, get an extra stream. Scylla coming in again. Or Scylla. I'm so sorry. I hope it's Scylla. Flashback, but find out he's still alive later. Ooh. Now see, I like that better. Like do the flashback. And we think that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, Nate, he's revealed. Ooh. I love it. And that's another super chat towards our goal. And Julie's coming in saying, Julie, my moderator tonight, thank you for your super chat. I hope Kevin is planning an incredible trilogy. Oh, Nate, what's your opinion on that? Do you think we're going to get Nev back for 2 feature movies, or do you think we're going to do a trilogy with Nev? What's your opinion right now?
I don't think I can even. I don't know. I think we need to see what happens in this one. True. And that's not to say like, oh, Sydney's going to die, or no, that's not right. True. But I just feel like once this one comes out, we will have a much better gauge of, is there more to be told now? Like, I think there can always be more stories to tell, but
absolutely,
I think we'll know. I think we'll know right away. Obviously it wouldn't be announced right away, but I think when we all leave that theater opening night, that we'll know, like, oh, there's another one. There's
another one. Yeah. Or maybe we'll leave there saying, wow, this feels complete.
Yep.
Yeah, but I hope it's not, because Nev is so young. She's only barely 50, and she's still healthy. She looks great. She can still, I mean, you could use her as, I mean, she could play Sydney for years, Nate, for years to come if they wanted to. And I'm in no hurry to kick her to the curb. I'm on record for that. Thank you, Julie, for your super chat. Hey, another super chat coming in. Jeff he's pumping it up, man, trying to hit the goal. Thank you, Jeff. And hey, guess what? Nate, we hit the goal. You guys did it. 15 super chats in this hour. That is amazing. You guys made it happen. Every one of you who sent a super chat, you just earned yourself a new, I don't know if earned is the right word, but you just got yourself a new extra stream with me this week. So stay tuned. I'll schedule it, and I will call it a bonus stream. You'll know this is the one. And one more super chat just came through from our great friend, mutual friend, Brett James Bishop. Thank you, Brett, for the $5 for the channel. Hey, says, hey, my friends Craven and Nate. The music score is a character, and it's been sorely missed the past two films. I do agree. Yeah, not trying to be negative, but I'm with you. And I guess, it was almost like we had, for me, it felt like the top of the heap with Marco. Like we're just, we're grooving to the amazing scores. And it's kind of hard to match that. It's going to be hard for anyone else to match that, I think. And so I'm with you, Brett. Good to see you, man. And thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate it. And hey, one more just popped up, Nate. I'll move you guys to the front of the line. Hey, Richie, $2 super chat. Thank you, my friend. It says, can we please get Joel back?
I'm down for that.
Wouldn't that be cool, man?
Oh, yeah.
He was such a lovable, fun character, even the small time he was in it. I liked his charisma. He had this great charisma about him. And Wes was going to kill him. I know you know this, Nate. He was going to be killed. He was on the script. He was going to die. And he went to Wes, and this is not my words. This is me paraphrasing. But basically, Dwayne Martin, who played Joel, he went to Wes one-on-one. He said, man, look, is there any way I could just call the cab and leave? Because he says, my type always die in these movies. And you know what? Wes said, okay. He agreed to it. And he gets in the cab and he goes away and he comes back at the end. Yeah. Wasn't that cool? I thought it was really cool. Shows you how cool Wes was too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Amazing guy. Rest in peace, Wes. We missed you, Wes. I'm looking up and we miss you, man. Really do. I can only imagine the movies and projects we would have had the last, almost 10 years. It's 9 years now. Anyway, but we have a great legacy to watch and enjoy. So, all right. So, Nate, let's go ahead and start to wrap up here. And by the way, everyone, if you have not subscribed to Nate's YouTube channel, Julie, if you would please put it in the chat for me. It's Ragon Productions. Ragon Productions. So, Julie, if you'll go search real quick, sorry to put you on the spot. If you'll go search for Ragon Productions, it'll come right up. And let's get that in the chat. I want you all to go and subscribe to my friend Nate. He is an amazing, I mean, this is probably our, sixth stream together now, somewhere in that area. Heck, man, it's more than that. We did 6 watch parties.
I was going to say we did all 6 movies.
Dude, we're probably like at 12 to 11 or 12 now. And but no, seriously, guys, and go follow him on Instagram. I do see Julie's been posting his Instagram link. And there we go. Julie, you are all over it. Thank you. Please go and subscribe to his channel right now. Oh, Scylla already subscribed. There you go. Thank you, guys. Hey, we got 60 people here, and I would appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to Nate and follow him on Instagram. And that's right, for West, hashtag for West. I still use that hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
I always will. Always will. And there's Nate's Instagram. There you go. So you guys got all the information. Click the links. You don't even have to go hunt him up. You just click the links Julie posted. And Jeff says, I just subscribed. There you go. Thank you guys. Keep it up. Much appreciated. Brett, we know you've been sub for a while. Great content. Awesome. All right. So Nate, it feels like we just got started. It's like we didn't even scratch the surface, man. And next time we do this, maybe we do 2 hours. Would you be up for that? We'll go longer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We'll go longer next time, guys. And trust me, I won't wait. We won't wait as this long as we did last time. We're going to do something much sooner. So heck, man, maybe I'll get you back in March. Even they wrap filming on March 12th.
Yeah, I mean, there's the news seems to be flying fast these days, and who knows what'll be announced tomorrow or Monday.
Exactly. For all we know, Nate, I may be hitting you up saying next week, let's go. You ready to go? We got to talk about this.
Hey, they just announced demo. Let's go. Yeah.
That's right. Anything can happen. So stay tuned. Nate is going to be back for sure. Destin says, I do hope for Wes will be at the end of Scream 7. Nate, with Kevin Williamson, he said in an interview that every day he's on set, he's just thinking about Wes. Wes is in his mind all day. And I have to believe he's going to have some kind of a for Wes or dedicated to Wes, something, don't you think, at this time?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah. Got another sub, Nate. All right. Let's go. Okay, so Nate, here's my last question for this stream, and we'll continue it on the next one that's coming. Tell me what you personally, if you were writing it, what you want to see in this movie. What's your story?
The story. I think I would like to see possibly a proper passing of the torch to Sydney's daughter.
Yep.
And that whole aspect. It doesn't mean that Sydney can't be in future movies.
Sure.
But kind of what they tried to do with 5 and 6. But do it, proper and have it last this time. Have us go into Scream 8 knowing like, okay, her daughter's going to be the main character now. She's still going to be in it. But, I think they could, if they did it right, I think it would be acceptable. And also, and I've been saying this for the last 2 movies, at least. One thing that has never happened in the Scream universe, and it'll take you a second.
Okay.
You're going to go, really? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Wow. 6 movies.
Yep.
However many killers. What is it, like 11, 12 at this point?
I think we're up to like 15 or 14, somewhere in there.
Okay. And we've had, the whole lot. We've had, 1 killer. We've had 2 males. We've had a guy and a girl. We've had it all. We've had 3 killers. Okay.
Yep.
So one thing that has never happened after 6 movies is we have never had a surviving character from a previous film be the killer in another film.
Nope.
Never.
We have not.
It's always a new character.
Always. It's always a new character. Wow. Man, if they put, of course, I was asking what you wanted, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking right now, my head's spinning when you said that, because I'm like, if they did that kind of thing for Scream 7, who would be the twins?
Right. And it's one of those things when you go back and you look at all the movies and you think about it and you go, I think what would be really interesting about it if they did it, and I'm not just talking about it would have to be the twins or whatever, but
yeah.
I think it would be very interesting to see, because they'd have to really come up with something very interesting as far as the motive. How did somebody who survived a previous Ghostface attack go on to do it themselves in a follow-up movie? I think that would it would kind of force them to come up with something completely different as far as a motive goes.
Yep, it's true.
So again, like I said about other stuff, if it's done right, I would love to see that happen just once, because it's just they really haven't done it. They've never had a killer that was like, holy crap, it's that person from the other movie. Like what is going on? They led us down that path for 6, thinking Kirby maybe.
That's right.
And that would have been wild, but and
I would have loved it.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I kind of was like, oh my God, it's going to be Kirby. And what is her motive going to be? This is insane. And then it wasn't. And I was like, of course they didn't. Of course they didn't.
Of course not. You're right.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. I do love that. And, we got the twins, or one of the twins that could be possible because they survived. Of course, you have Gail. I don't believe any of the legacy. That's just not happening, guys. Sorry, it's not going to happen. In my opinion, it would be really, the motive is the big thing, Nate. You said it. That's what you got to figure out. How can we bring the motive that fits here?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Kevin Williamson, I will never doubt his abilities to make things make sense. Ooh,
yep.
Twister. So I love your idea. For me, and then we're going to wrap up, guys. Yes, Danny. I forgot about Danny. Very good point. And I really suspected he was involved because remember he made that comment to Sam at the very beginning when they were kissing down there in the lobby or a hallway, and she's like was talking about her sister Tara and all this, and Danny said, "Yeah, family can be rough." Oh, because Scream's always about family somehow.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's an interesting comment from him to say family can be rough. And I've kind of held out even now that he could have been involved.
And the directors, Matt and Tyler, said it was either in the commentary for 6 or one of the bonus features. It was probably the commentary.
Yeah.
But they openly talked about how, like previous movies, when they held auditions, they had everybody read basically like as if they were going to be a killer. No matter who it was, in Scream 5, they had them all read like Billy's lines and stuff for the audition. And they specifically said in a commentary about the actor, his name's escaping me, but the actor that played Danny, they were like, when he gave his audition, we were like, oh my God, they were like, we are totally missing out on the fact that his character is not one of the killers, because they were like, it was the most amazing audition reading as like, oh, I'm one of the killers. So I just thought, yeah, I could see that. I bet he did do a really good.
I could see it too.
Yeah,
because the way you could see like him giving a dark look. I could see him turning sinister.
Yep,
totally. And hey, something that's not sinister right here as we're about to say goodbye. Spoof coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Spoof. He says, I want to buy another train ticket if anyone wants to claim it. How nice is that? See, Nate, something about this community, and I know you already know this. You've been here a lot. This is the most generous and supportive and kind community that I've been blessed to formulate here on this channel. And they are amazing people. And I really treasure you guys. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This is just being generous. There's nothing in it for Spoof.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do this to give to someone else in the chat. All right. So looks like the first person to claim it is Spoof. Thank you so much. Is Primetime Chris. All right, Chris, you were the first in the chat to claim it. So you will get the super ticket. I mean, the 2-train ticket.
It is super. It's a super
ticket. Is. There you go. Thank you. It's been super. It is super. So Chris, I need you to email me, cravensomething@gmail.com, or message me on Instagram, or Instagram is my preferred. I do have Twitter. That's fine. You can do there. But one of those 2 platforms, or one of those 3 options, and I will email it or send it to you virtually, so you can print it out and have fun with it. Do what you want with it. It's all you, boo. So thank you, Spoof, for being so generous and doing that. And I know Chris has been trying to get a super chat that's having problems sending it. Well, there you go, man. It all worked out at the end, in the end. So very kind. Well, guys, listen again. Subscribe to Nate's channel, Ragon Productions. Follow him on Instagram. The links are in the chat from Julie. And for everyone tonight that we went over goal, man. We got 16 with a goal of 15. That is amazing. So you guys, you'll get an extra stream from me. Stay tuned. Next week, well, I'll do an extra stream that I was not planning to do. But I will. You guys said you wanted it by your actions, so I'm going to deliver. And thank you for your generosity, everyone. And thank you for some great ideas. And and Nate, thank you, man, for coming back and
Yeah,
just I had a wonderful time, bro. Seriously,
always
fun. It's always a blast, man. And so on that note, Nate, any closing things you want to say? Anything with your collection? Oh, wait. We need to have our little treat, Nate, from your collection. Ooh, guys, nobody leave yet. Nobody leave. Nate has got so much screen use items. Oh, Nate, can I suggest one unless you had one in mind?
Mm-hmm.
This is up to you if you want to show it. You may not. I'm going to put it in the private chat.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything.
If it's close by and not in storage, I will do it. Whatever it is.
That's
I'll let
fair.
you know in the chat.
That's fair. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on. I'm Nate. I'm blanking on what it is, but you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm misspelling it like crazy. Okay, I'm getting too fast here. Okay, Nate, you know what I'm talking about, right? That was that.
It's in storage.
Okay, no worries.
Next
Okay,
on the next one.
Now on the next one, that would blow
one.
people's minds. I'm telling you.
What do I have?
Yeah, just anything you want, man. Right. Anything. We got a lot of new people here that's never streamed with you, so and everyone loves to see screen use things. So.
I got a couple things here we'll do.
Okay. Here we go, guys. Get ready for this. Are treats you're only going to see right here on the Craving Something Scary with Nate Ragon, or on Nate's channel if he shows it, of course.
All right, so I'm sure somebody will recognize this.
No, come on.
Amber. Yeah.
Seriously? Are you serious? Dude, I didn't even know you had that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that's the screen worn shirt?
That's one of them, yep.
Oh my gosh, guys. That's the Amber shirt. Nate, I did not know you had acquired that, my friend. That's amazing. Oh.
The heart necklace that she wears.
Yes, the heart. Oh my gosh, dude. See, dude, guys, I hope you're looking at this. This is unbelievable. You're not going to see this anywhere else other than Nate's channel or my channel. I guess you could see it on another channel too, maybe, but I like to say
I haven't even shown that on my channel yet. I've been following
Hey, it's an exclusive. That's the first time. Dude, you know what? You amaze me, man. You blow my mind. Nate is the foremost collector of screen used memorabilia of Scream. It's incredible. He always blows my mind with something. And we got more?
We've shown that before, but that's one of the main hero masks from Scream 2. And it was signed. I'm gonna try to get it in. It's really hard with the lighting. It was signed to Skip, the prop master from Wes Craven.
Wow.
So that signature is still on there. It is starting to fade, but really nothing you can do about it, from what I'm told.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
That is, guys, look at this. While he's got this up, this is a Scream 2 mask. It was worn in the movie. Alan Robinson may have had that mask on.
Yeah.
He probably did.
That's the other thing with the Velcro. Like, they don't just stick it on. Like, it's hand stitched into the hood. So
incredible.
Yeah.
And that was literally signed by Wes Craven himself. And that is a treasure.
Yep.
Wow. And thank you so much, Nate, for sharing this. This is, I mean, You know, it's kind of like a tradition now, right? On all
Mhm.
our, you gotta bring a goodie for the end, and you brought it heavy today with Amber's shirt and necklace and the mask. Wow. Yeah, everybody's like, whoa, everybody's blown away. I knew you would be, guys. I told you don't leave. Yes, sir. I'm telling you guys, Wes was the best. Amen. He
Mhm.
was 100% Destin. Okay, guys. So listen, we really are going to end it now. It's been an amazing time. I'm going to have Nate back very soon. Don't worry. We're going to make it happen. And keep your eyes open for breaking news. Keep your eye on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon for notifications, because as I learn of new signings or new announcements, whatever you call, I will be posting videos or I'll go live right when it happens. So stay tuned. And yes, there's Nate's channel. Thank you, Julie, one more time. And follow him on Instagram. Just click the links and it'll do the work for you. Just got to click the link, click the button. And if you're not subscribed here, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you in the family. And thank you to all of you that are here. I see you all. I know who's here, and I appreciate you. And thank you for all of the super chats and donations. And you guys have got yourself an extra stream coming, so stay tuned. Until next time, though, Nate, I'm going to see you backstage, Nate, so don't go anywhere. For everyone else, though, I just want to say thank you for your generosity. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving great theories in the chat, because I always go back and read. That's once I can't read them in real time sometimes. There's no way. So I go back and read you guys' comments. So thank you for posting so many. And we're going to do it again very, very soon. Okay, guys? Have a great rest of y'all's weekend. We'll see you soon. Good night.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Hey, you have been watching Craven Something Scary. This is Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface, thanking you for stopping by and checking it out.